Opinions on this week's wrestling. Now, normally what I would do is I would write something down to remember everything, but I thought what I'll do for the first one is just to see how it does on the views, see if anyone actually likes it, see if it's worth doing more, and just speak from what I remember from what I've watched this past week. As of the recording of this video, it is now Wednesday. So obviously I'll talk about what's happened previously from there, obviously, and we'll go forward. Obviously I'm not going to remember everything, so obviously if there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comments. I've been awake since 2 AM, it is now nearly 4:30 PM, so obviously quite tired. Drive for a living, so that's even better. But literally just going to talk about anything that I remember. So just for a fact, okay, well, just to start us off with, we've got Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page at All In, now in a Texas death match. I personally am not too sure what a Texas death match actually is, but I'm interested though, because I'm assuming it involves them being in Texas and a death match. So like, I know obviously you've got Zack Ryder, who's the deathmatch king, who's only ever had one death match. I'm assuming it's like a street fight, but like leveled up though. You've got Claudio Castagnoli trying to take out Hangman. He's like, I'm still standing, you've got nothing. Moxley saying, I ain't interested, right? And then basically you've got Hangman showing that he'll do anything to take out Jon Moxley and get the world title. And he hits Mina Shirakawa, if these names are wrong I do apologise, with the buckshot lariat. I thought, you deserved it. I'm sorry. It's all fake and pretender, so it's okay. Also as well, you've got the Young Bucks now putting their EVP titles on the line against Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. But if Swerve and Ospreay win, they cannot challenge for the world title for 1 year. So that'll be an interesting concept, considering you'll have Tony Khan as the EVP. So I'm assuming he owns like everything and makes all the decisions. So that's another thing that's obviously, you know, one to basically watch out for. Mercedes Moné, she's still undefeated, I believe. I don't think she's actually lost a match from what I know. Other than that, not a lot really else happened on AEW. Okay, you had MJF winning the Fatal 4-Way. I believe Brody King was in that as well. And two other wrestlers, I forgot who they are. So he's now the number 2 entrant. Okay, with Mark Briscoe being the number 1 entrant who won it the week before. His version. He won a Fatal 4-Way. So obviously they are the number 1 and 2 in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal. Is it a Battle Royal? Yeah. And then you had Jet Speed of Mike Speedball and... Is it Kevin Jet? Kevin Knight? Okay. So Speed Jet. Obviously saying like, you know, they're still standing against obviously the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business comes back down with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin taking them out. Right. You've also got Shelton Benjamin being challenged to a match on Collision from Jet. Right, I need someone to tell me his name, please. I completely forgot it. Missed Collision, so obviously that's on me. You've got NXT. Let's cover that quickly. Right, you've got Obafemi now taking on Inamura in obviously a title match at the Great American Bash, because Inamura defeated Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy then did his match with Inamura, got taken out by Javon Evans because Javon Evans was attacked by Jasper Troy. You've also got as well Jordan Grace obviously cutting a promo on JC Jane, who's your NXT Women's Champion. Right, Blake Monroe was taken out the week before by Fatal Influence. So now you've got a match with Fatal Influence, okay, at the Great American Bash. So it's going to be JC Jane and I want to say Fallon Henley, still trying to learn everyone's names here and who's who, taking on the team of Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. So Blake Monroe's first match in WWE. That's going to be great to see. The story with Tony D'Angelo and Stax with their consigliere, or whatever the word is, right? I genuinely can't remember the name of the other geezer, but he took out Tony D'Angelo, punched him, and he punched Stax as well, saying basically what's in his own. Is it? No, I'm going to say Luca. Is it Luca Cristofino? Yeah. I'm doing great at these names, aren't I? Hey, but at least I'm honest. Yeah, no, nice. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else that's actually worth mentioning on NXT from what I remember. I think Hank and Tank made an appearance, obviously, with the titles that they've not defended. But I think they're going to defend them next week against Sean Spears and Nico Vance. Like, if Nico Vance and Sean Spears wins, please do something with them. Zarya accidentally hit Sol Ruka in a tag team match. She accidentally speared her. So do we see a breakup soon there of that? It's potentially possible, but that's pretty much NXT covered. Okay. So with the main roster, right? Okay, there's like a lot to cover. So you've got Cody Rhodes winning the King of the Ring because he didn't hesitate. Orton did, and he looked pissed. I've obviously done a full review of Night Champion, so I'm not going to talk about too much about that. Okay. Obviously, the night before, you've got Tiffany Stratton obviously retaining her Women's Championship. Well, WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax in her last woman standing. Julia is your new United States Women's Champion. Well, Women's United States Champion. So that's great to see. Hopefully that should do something with her. Depending on whatever you want to do, just don't waste the opportunity because she's a great worker. You've got Rhea Ripley obviously going against Io Sky because Io Sky just said, I want to face you. All right, it's inevitable. Okay, all right, it really is, but I understand you've not got long to build to Evolution. All right, so obviously we've got some matches announced already. Okay, we've got a Battle Royal announced where the winner goes on to Clash in Paris, which is after SummerSlam. So that's confusing as anything, right? Obviously, you've got Cena retaining. Seth saying he's not actually trying to cash in on Night of Champions, but he wasn't trying to. He just wanted to make sure CM Punk wasn't. Okay, you've got Sami Zayn, okay, getting taken out by Karrion Kross and a pipe, but he still manages to go out there with Penta, taking on the Bronze, whatever they're called. Seth Rollins has changed the colour of his briefcase to what he was wearing. So is this a weekly thing or is it just that's the colour now? Paul Heyman basically rang Seth and had plan B, whatever that is. Could be anything. Maybe they're going to go to NXT and recruit somebody from there. On about NXT before I forget as well. See, it's all over the place, this is. Ethan Page agreed to give Ricky Saints a title match as long as he takes on the 3 people whose name I don't care about at the minute, from Evolve in a gauntlet match. If Ricky wins, he chooses a stipulation. Probably be something boring like a steel cage match. Oh, great. But it'd be a fantastic match though, because those two are absolutely brilliant. Back to the main roster. Obviously Naomi pretended to cash in, but didn't actually cash in. You know how it works. Rhea Ripley took out Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez's help, but like she didn't mean to help her, and there's no point in being there. Okay. LA Knight returned. He's got a match at Saturday night's main event against Seth Rollins. CM Punk wasn't very happy with the fact that obviously LA Knight and Seth Rollins are having a match, I believe, but obviously LA Knight's all right, wait in line. CM Punk came down to attack Seth Rollins, went through the crowd. That's when Seth and LA Knight had a bit of a scrap. But then obviously Gunther went to stop CM Punk by grabbing his arm. He shoves Gunther over. Maybe that's the start of something. That would be brilliant if that's the case. Jade Cargill is your Queen of the Ring. I wanted it to be Asuka. Okay, stop trying to push people because you want them to. If they need more work, okay, send her down to NXT. Yeah, she looks the part, but I'm sorry, I wasn't interested in that at all. Okay. The Monday Night Raw crowd was pretty terrible, pretty boring to be honest. Yeah, we had that massive 30-40 minute obviously delay when SmackDown decided not to work, and then they came back for a minute, and obviously, you know, went on another commercial break, advert as we call them, after like 2 minutes. Okay, you've got Tola Tonga. Right, I've heard some dumb names in my life, but what is that? Genuinely, just Hikaleo. Right, maybe I can't pronounce it properly, but still, this faction looks like a joke. But yeah, okay. You've got the Judgment Day now as your tag team champions. So great, I guess it's their turn before American Made win it, or whatever they're called. Like, the Raw tag team is just an absolute joke. Roxanne Perez is now facing, no she's not, Roxanne Perez is now teaming up with Raquel Rodriguez for the tag team championships, and they're going to defend it at Evolution in a Fatal 4-Way match from a team from Raw, SmackDown and NXT. I don't know any teams on any of them. Okay, you've got Sol Ruka and Zarya. You've got Izzy Dame and, is it Tatum Paxley, I think. Right. SmackDown, you've probably got Charlotte and Alexa if they actually team up, and the Secret Hervis. Maybe Beef Adam Meechin. But like Raw, no. I think the closest thing I can think of to a tag team is Natalya and Maxine Dupree, is it? That even sounds wrong. That's how long it's been since I've known something. Yeah. Evolution's looking to be good. Saturday night's main event, I believe there's only the 2 matches announced, which is Gunther and Goldberg and Ali Knight and Seth. Might be another one that I'm missing, but I don't think there is. Evolution, you've obviously got the NXT Women's Championship of JC Jane versus Jordan Grace, who was the #1 contender. You've got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. The Battle Royal as well. And then you've got the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match, which I've literally just mentioned. But, see, like, talking about, like, TNA, alright, there's not really a lot to talk about because I'm trying to remember everything I could think of. I know you've got Mike Santana and Joe Hendry. So it would be Mark Santana versus Joe Hendry versus Trick Williams for the TNA World title at Slammiversary. Okay, you've got Jake something returning, basically standing up for Tommy Dreamer after Mance Warner attacked him. You've also got the situation between Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. I'm trying to remember their actual names now. You've got Leon Slater wanting to be the youngest X Division champion, taking on Moose, who wants to be the longest reigning champion. You get me? But yeah, that's pretty much it for TNA from what I can think of off the top of my head. And in all fairness, that's pretty much the entire week. You've got Solo as your new Men's United States champion. So, like, where's that going to go? Like, do we finally get the feud between Jacob Fatu and Damien, or do we not need it anymore? Are we going to have something stupid like all the Tongans and the Solos against like a random team of like Jacob, Jimmy and Damien? Okay, you've got, I'm going to call him R-Truth because obviously I'm not going to call him Ron, his last name, because obviously YouTube doesn't like these things apparently. And I'm not going to use the same joke as everyone else of unalivings. I just said it in case you didn't know. Okay, taking on Aleister Black. So at least he's back and he's out of the main event scene. Great. But some people think it's going to be R-Truth and Damian Priest having a feud. Maybe, potentially. But I do think, though, okay, Aleister Black taking on Damian Priest would be great. Or Shinsuke Nakamura, if used correctly. But I'm going to leave it there, like a shorter version of the video today. Not too long. If you think I've missed anything, well, if you know I've missed anything you think I should have talked about, but I'm pretty sure I've covered all of the championships. You've got AJ versus Dom coming up soon at some point. For the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, because it ended in a double pin with Lyra pinning Bayley and Bayley pinning Lyra. We all know it's going to be a triple threat match at Evolution. The tag team titles I mentioned earlier back on the Judgment Day for some unknown reason. The Street Profits defeated, or they retained their titles against the Wyatt Six, which I'm fine with. But yeah, I'm sure once I've stopped recording this video, I'll think of something else. But either way though, okay, let me know if I've missed anything. If you like this sort of video of me just recapping the week of wrestling from what I personally remember, if you want a bit more detail, a bit more in depth, anything like that, just let me know. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.